Yes.
Mariam, you ready?
Yep, already on there. Not all of it. Okay, this one. Yeah, right. Before excellent.
Yes. Oh.
Before excellent. Okay. You'll know that.
I just want to make thing works but efficient. Very efficient. Not like in Korea. I have to like let How did you get it to stick? Is it just balancing? Yeah, no, just balancing. Mariam. Alright.
Okay, everybody sit down. We're starting. Sit. Last one sitting loses.
What night's approaching?
If you're not sitting, you can't go to cultural evening. I don't make the rules. I literally do. I make the rules. That was a joke. How are you guys still not sitting? Hey, sit down. I'm going to make aggressive eye contact until you sit.
It's Daniel.
You're crouching. Okay, better. Ellen is lost. Okay, great. Okay, the chair calls the GA back to order at 4:12 Croatia time. And now we're going to do a quick roll call to make sure everybody came back from that fun break.
All right, so in the spirit of cultural evening, I want you, when I call your country's name, to say cheers in your native language. IVSA Austria. IVSA Belgium. Hey, everyone, that isn't the name. Okay. IVSA China. IVSA Croatia. IVSA Czech Republic. IVSA Denmark.
Scotland.
IVSA Estonia. IVSA Finland. IVSA France. IVSA Germany. IVSA Ghana.
It's lying.
IVSA Greece. IVSA Indonesia. IVSA Italy.
Anything else?
IVSA the Netherlands. IVSA Poland.
I have long historical with
IVSA Portugal.
So yeah,
IVSA
so it's
Romania.
kind of same, slightly the same. Those.
IVSA Safa. Cheers. That's what you got. IVSA South Africa. You just laughed.
Great.
IVSA South Korea. IVSA Spain.
Can't rely on those people. Can't rely on them. But no. She's lost.
IVSA Switzerland. IVSA Taiwan. IVSA Thailand. IVSA Tunisia.
Right?
Tunisia.
Mariam.
Why would I know? I wasn't there.
We'll have to say something.
I mean, perhaps.
You don't count.
Exactly. If you have to say something out of nowhere there.
IVSA Turkey. And IVSA UK and Ireland. yeah, we have quorum.
Amazing. Okay, now we're going to continue the agenda where we left off. What are you on roll for? Akil.
Akil, Gina, IVSA, the not candidates.
Oh, okay. IVSA Latvia.
Cheers. Oh, okay.
IVSA Serbia. Latvia and Serbia, please forgive me for forgetting about you. Forgive me for forgetting about you.
Okay, now we're going to continue with the agenda where we left off, which is public relations coordinator.
Okay. Hi everyone. Back with me again. I'm Andre, the public relations coordinator. So most of my activities are with Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premiere. So yeah, that's a brief. So this is like one sentence from the book I read. Like future public relation will focus on online communication. So it's like our online presence is matters. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So for the presentation overviews, I have 8 points. Website, Facebook, Twitter, journal, official business card, email addresses, several collaboration with other officials, and other activities. So this is our website. If you might not know. Okay. Okay. So this is the statistic. Yeah, this one's better. Okay. This is like the total per month. Our highest statistic was in September, which is the post when we introduced our new officials. And then it just decreased, and then yeah, there's a lot of strategy behind it, and then we try to make it like stable in January, February until the end of the term. It's okay. It is the comparison with the last term. So our term was is with the blue lines. So it's increasing. Okay. So it's the average per day for the website. Yeah, it's same. And for the top post, yeah, we have the homepage, and most was a post from our global partner, like OIE, and then IVSA, which is the pre-WHA, and then IVSA news and opportunities. Top clicks, community page. So we have this community page inside the official IVSA website. So if you want to know more about the community activities, you can just click on the IVSA community page. And then that's it from the website. And then for the Facebook, our Facebook is at IVSA page. And this is some updates from the start of this term, and then almost the end of this term. We increased from 21,000 to 24,000, and then the total impression. So impression is when the post appeared on your computer or your gadget, and then daily page engaged users is when the post was liked by yourself or you comment on it. It's engaged, and then the viral reach means that if the post is posted, and then it's like the statistic link is very fast, then it's viral reach. That's it. Okay, for the IVSA Instagram, so we made some adjustment here. So we made the template, so there's like a square flag at the top of the right post, and yeah, we want to make our presence in Instagram more increasing than the previous one, because like yeah, it's not that yeah, not that well. Okay, so for the Instagram we have three statistics like account, content, and audience. For the account itself, for the followers, it increased by 69%. And then for the content itself, the highest impression was 4,000, sorry. And then for the audience itself, the top location still in Indonesia, which is where me and my secretary based on. So yeah, from this statistic, we hope that there's more from another country that will be in our audience, especially in Instagram. Okay, and for the Snapgram, the average seen by 790 people. Okay. So for the IVSA Twitter, at IVSA underscore global, our last term approximately has like 6.9K per 3 months, and now we have like approximately 22.1K per month. Okay, and for the IVSA journal, this is one of my ambitious task because I want to make it like 4 edition in one term. It's on isu.com/IVSA journal. If you haven't read it, please do. This is the home profile. We still only have, I think, 4 followers for the journal. So yeah, we need your account. Okay, this is the journals itself. The first IVSA journal, which is in autumn, and then second edition, and then our third edition, which will be published. Yeah, maybe tomorrow or the day after. Okay. So the total viewers was 5,000, and then the statistic was decreased because maybe I don't know. I cannot give you a conclusion because it's still from two edition. I only can give you the brief summary if it's like already 4 edition. So yeah, it will be in my handover meeting. Okay, so after that I have this official business card. If you want to have yeah, this business card, you can just ask the officials. Yeah, the left one, yeah, the left one at the back of the cover, and there's the phone. And collaboration with other officials, like I did a sponsorship proposal with the Euro, and then I have some video projects, mission reviews, and maybe development fund project videos, I think. And then I also have various poster design for partners information. So some of the partners only gave me this long email, and then me and my secretary need to make a poster about it, and so we have to compile everything in one poster. So and other activities like public communication, when someone or our member wants to talk to maybe the MOD or have a problem with their email addresses, they contact me. And then I also do the certificates for the template, also for the officials, and also design templates which like, for example, this PowerPoint templates, and then server maintenance like website hosting, etc., and other ongoing projects. So other ongoing project is one of them. I want to make IVSA what is it, company profile. So I might take some videos within the Congress. So if everyone aware of my camera, you can just say hi or wait. I think that's it. Oh yeah. Okay, so for the conclusion, we believe the statistic increasing, but we greatly need most help to disseminating every information, because those statistic was great, but in the real life, just few members apply for maybe the opportunities. So we need you guys to disseminating the information and apply for it. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Miriam, committee coordinator updates. Here she is walking out, originally from Tunisia. Now, IVSA Exco.
Hi everyone, my name is Mariam, and as Trey just said, I'm originally from Tunisia.
Very important.
Very important. Right, I had the chance to work as the committee coordinator, and I thought before starting to share some of the updates, I would take like 2 minutes to explain what I actually do, because during the GA in South Korea, what I figured some people were a bit confused. They thought I'm presenting a lot of things, but they didn't know why. Okay, it's a very basic slide where we actually have my picture. And then in the first role, you can see that I'm an internal role, which like as a CC, I have to, I don't want to say supervise, but actually work close with the committees and the working groups. And I have to make sure that everything is running smoothly, and whenever they need my help, I'm there to help. And I also work as obviously part of the expo. And between those two identities, I need to make sure that the communication is going smoothly, so things are going both ways in the right way. Then, besides the internal work that I need to do, I also have to do some external work together with Peter, kind of. But I'm mainly focused with other students. Okay, sorry. So what I was saying is like, besides the internal work, I also do some external, but that's mainly based with other student organizations. And the WHSA, which is the World Health Student Alliance, and the World Health Care Students Symposium, which both I will like explain and elaborate a bit more later. Okay. Okay, is this better?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So let's start with the committees and working group updates. Yeah, I'm actually very happy that we have all the chairs with us today. I'm gonna start with like the first one, like on the left. That's Meg. The chair of the Standing Committee on the Animal Welfare. Again, it's Meg there, and she will present later on where she has been in during the whole term. Yeah, thank you. She has been doing great, and she made sure that we always had the same in all the crucial things and all the crucial conversations that we need to start about animal welfare. Thank you, Meg. Then we have Hinji. Again, a big applause for Hinji. She is the chair of the Standing Committee on One Health. She had done awesome, like amazing job that she will explain a bit more later on. And I feel like we all understand the importance of One Health as a better student. And it is one of the, like, I don't want to say it's like the biggest thing, but it's one of the things that we always need to make sure that we're present and we always talk about, because it's a big piece of cake that we need to share with other people. And then we have Alvin. He actually went from the Netherlands, the land of cheese. He is the chair of the Standing Committee on Wellness, and he's also our lovely president-elect. He will explain more about wellness later on. Then we have George from Greece. He is the chair of the, thank you. He's the chair of the Standing Committee on Veterinary Education. It might sound a bit serious, which is it is the case actually. Okay, then no problem. But yeah, he will explain more about what the committee does and what he's been doing lately. And lastly, like at the end, I have one of my favorite people in IVSA. We had a long journey together, and that's Nina. She's the chair of the working group on alumni, and I'm happy about how things went this year because we keep struggling with alumni, and it might not seem like a big thing, but we are like doing small steps toward a bigger thing. So I'm happy about that, and she will explain again a bit more later. Right?
You see that? That's quick.
Hi everyone, so I've just got a quick update about what schools are doing since the last update in South Korea. It's had our Animal Welfare Week, so really big this year. We had over 19 member organisations take part, some of which are in this room. So really well done, absolutely amazing work. I was very impressed to see the amount of participation we got across all regions. We had events organised, vaccine drives, and lots of lectures, online information sharing. It's really inspiring to see everything you did. So well done. The winner was IVSA KFS, who I don't believe are here today, unfortunately. But they did loads of events, a lot of outreach work. So they went to local schools in their community. They went to a conference about animal welfare. They went to local pet shops and discussed them about animal welfare, how they could improve it. So really made a difference in their community. But a really big well done to everyone who took part. So they won the prize of €100, which has been sent to their MO. We also did, alongside this, to increase engagement with individual members, because we understand that not every member organisation has time to take part, not every member organisation wants to take part. So we did a poster competition alongside. So we invited individuals to do a poster about an animal welfare topic in their region. This was David from IVSA Nigeria, who did a topic about animal housing, which he says is a very big animal welfare issue within their community. This was shared online with our members. He won a prize of a cash prize, which we used to go to a veterinary medical conference within his country. We also had the WAC Animal Welfare Awards were presented. This went to Amy from IVSA Germany. Which was really amazing work. We shared it. It's on our Facebook page, and there's a short video. So if anyone's interested in the work she's done, really great she's done loads in like local and national, and helped organise the IVSA Animal Welfare Committee Animal Welfare Conference. She was really well deserving winner. She won €5,000 from WBA and got a chance to Costa Rica. Also, as Peter mentioned earlier, our MOU with Wild Welfare, that's just been signed, so I'm really excited about that moving forward. It's going to be a lot about captive wild animal welfare. They want to share resources with us, connect more with student organisations, so hopefully SCORE can help them do that and reach more throughout the network. I know it's a topic that a lot of people are quite passionate about, so I'm very excited to move on with that moving forward. We also have our Animal Welfare in Education survey, which a lot of you answered. We just kind of want to get an idea as to your guys' views on this. A lot of what we do is centred around education of veterinary students. So we had loads of responses from all over the world, and we're still in the process of compiling this. I hope that we can use this moving forward for the next year to kind of act as a basis of what we should do next year and kind of what IVSA members want us to focus on, and also it might be of interest to share within faculties. What surprised me was only 43% of veterinary institutions had extracurriculars that focus on animal welfare. I personally thought it would be higher, so that's definitely something which we can encourage. Obviously, a lot of people say animal welfare education was very important, which is good to hear for all veterinary students. It kind of highlighted specific areas of animal welfare concerns varied across regions, as you might expect. For example, a lot of people in Africa are very concerned animal trafficking. In America, there was a lot of people concerned about lab animal testing and things like that. So we really want to know about why a lot of people said that there was a lack of veterinary animal welfare, veterinary education within their faculty. This space said lack of space and veterinary institutions, see our welfare education is low priority. Seminars, especially in case studies, were the ways students said were most effective in their animal welfare. So hopefully moving forward we can score up and try and work on this. There's some nice quotes for people. Yeah. Hopefully we're going to use this next year, and thank you to everyone who took part. It was very interesting, and we're going to release the full survey soon, like the results, because we got fully done here. That's it. Thank you.
Hi guys. So before I start, the reason I really did think we did a good job this year as Go, and it's because my community members were very eager. And there's two of them here. There's one Ida and Andres, some supposed to be there. So thank you guys a lot. So I'm gonna start. So we had projects. World Rabies Day, I explained during symposium, so I'm not going to go over it. One Health Day, Antimicrobial Resistance Week, and World Tuberculosis Day. We had case study competition, and the winner was Anju Sharma, and she will receive 50 euros as the prize. And for Tuberculosis Day, we also have social media awareness. And for World Food Safety Day, this day is it was established this year, so we'll be celebrating every year from now on, and we just had infographics disseminated in our social medias. We have publications team and YouTube. So Veterinary Public Health Journal number 13 and number 14 was published, and the picture you see here is number 14. And Veterinary Public Health Journal number 15 will be published at the end of August, and it will be on the mental health of veterinary students. So if you guys are interested in the mental health, it's published on our issue page, so please go check it out. And YouTube creators, this first started this term, and even though Andreas was actually the YouTube creator and he didn't really have any experience, but he did really a great job, and it's all uploaded on IVSA's Go YouTube channel, so go check it out. And we have a video on One Health, tuberculosis, and antimicrobial resistance. And the reason we created YouTube Creator was because we wanted to disseminate public One Health information that was easily accessible to not only experts, but just to the public. And for Hawaii Ambassador, I think most of you guys will be interested in this. So we used to have logos, which is local One Health veterinary public health officer, but we got rid of it and we have Hawaii Ambassadors now. And their main goal is to be a bridge between OIE and IVSA and to disseminate OIE's campaigns. And what they had this year is rinderpest, antimicrobial resistance, and African swine fever. And we'll call for new ambassadors probably at the start of September. We're not decided on it yet, but it will be on IVSA Go's Facebook page, IVSA Facebook page, IVSA OIE Ambassador Facebook page, and MD's newsletter. So please disseminate, please share those posts. And I'll talk more about the committee structure and what we do and how the OIE Ambassador program is run in Exco workshop. So please come to SCO workshop. Thank you.
This is coming.
Thank you, Harry.
So my name is Owen. I'm the chair of the Standing Committee on Wellness. Thank you, Vincenzo. Vincenzo used to be on the committee as well, so he likes wellness a lot. Currently, we have one lovely committee member here in the audience. There she is, Teresa. Yeah, so the last year, last term actually from South Korea, the main projects we have been working on. Oh my God, technology. We have created short form articles, so you can see they're on our committee website. You can read them. They might be able to help you in your day-to-day wellness. Then we also have a mentor-mentee project. Right now, the applications for the mentors are open. So basically what this entails is that an older year student will be paired with a younger year student, and they can kind of guide them with any questions they might have about studying, but also just about life in general, which I think is a very nice project. Then we had our wellness survey, which was filled out by a lot of you. Some of you may remember last year in Poland, we were pushing a lot to fill that. Well, I actually have some results to share with you, which we will do afterwards. And then, of course, we had our wellness week at the end of April. And I do believe there's some winners from IVSA Berlin in the audience. Can you just stand up and wave? Congratulations, guys. So they did a lot of stuff throughout the week. They gave yoga sessions and free massages, and they sold some healthy food. So and as you can see by the picture on the top left there, I think people really enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you for organizing that. It looked awesome. Then on to the survey results. Oh, the graphs are quite small. Sorry about that. I just grabbed a few results out of it because we have a lot of them. You can actually find them in the latest IVSA journal. So please look it up there. What kind of shocked me, I would say, is that almost 50% of you filled out that your school has 0 wellness programs at all. So that is something we would like to increase in the future through more information and also maybe some information on how to get the university to actually include them into the curriculum. Then the graph on the right, I think the bottom 2 graphs of that are the most interesting. So the middle one is how much stress you get from activities outside your school. So it was on a scale from 1 to 6. So 1 to 3 are on the left and 4 to 6 are on the right. So people don't really get stressed from that. And the bottom one, that's the stress from vet school. So you can see there's quite a difference, don't you think? So yeah, I think it's part of this, why it's very important to keep talking about wellness issues, to keep finding solutions to improve people's wellness worldwide, which is also why we'll be conducting another survey next year, which will be a lot shorter, more concise. We'll be working together with the WSAVA professional wellness group on that, and we hope to be able to present the results of that in about a year. And I think that's it for wellness. Hashtag wellness, take your photos, hashtag wellness, and that kind of stuff.
Scooby. Here he comes all the way from Greece.
Sorry, Sir Joe. Only just one slide. That's fine. And then I just realized how boring my slides are. I always thought they were just minimal. Sorry for that. Hello from me as well. I hope everyone's doing okay. I basically want to talk to you about the 3 main things. First, we also had our own survey, the financial burden of pet school, which started, I think, about this time last year. We closed the forum a few weeks ago, sorry. And we're currently working on the results, so maybe they will be presented during the next symposium, but unfortunately I don't have any pretty numbers like Win and Meg had. Second, something like really interesting, at least for me. The fantasy artist, maybe some of the older ones in the audience know him. He was a past member of IVSA. He got a dog all the past years. So that's about IVSA, that's how I'm pretty sure I'm saying this wrong, Michael Hong, Lisa Buren, and myself. And sit us down to write an article about student involvement in global veterinary education and curricula, 7 years of progress. And this article has been accepted for publication by the Journal of Veterinary Medicine Education, Veterinary Medical Education, which is really cool and really big, and hopefully the first of many. Who knows? I mean, we do a lot of service here. We'll see. And the last one is the Journal Club workshop. It's the EXCO workshop from Scovey. What this means for anyone who might not know is basically we're going to sit down and read a scientific paper, which I know sounds absolutely boring and absolutely difficult, but this is exactly the reason we're doing this. So what I want to say is, don't be scared about it. It doesn't matter if you don't know anything. We'll probably be knowing the same things. I'm a very smart person. The point of the workshop will be to go through the way of reading it, not so much of what you need to know before, but and actually show that you can do it without a lot of prior knowledge or, well, a professor or someone holding your hand. So don't be scared when the applications roll up, I don't know where. And that's it from me.
That is needed to pick it up.
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Nina. I'm the chair of the working group on alumni. Like Miriam said, even though it looks like we're only taking small steps, and we are only taking small steps, it's still a lot of work in progress, so we're slowly moving forward. Some of the stuff we've been doing this year is I've started the web-based software, which is handling all of the alumni applications, and it's the idea with this is that it's going to create a member database where everyone can look up old friends, or students can look up alumni and maybe even find mentors there. So I'm working on inviting people to join the alumni network, and it's kind of hard to change people's mindset because the alumni network hasn't really been functioning up until now. So we're only slowly starting to get people joining the network and actually paying the fee. Then we also did some bylaw amendments this year. They were accepted in South Korea. And the idea is that we want to create a newsletter. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, and then there was the alumni event in Berlin in June. So big shout out to IVSA Berlin again. They did a great job at hosting. And hopefully we'll see a lot more of these events in the future.
Thank you, Nina.
Hello again. This is very quick. It's just a slide about the working group on policies that we used to have. We as EXCO sit down for more than an occasion, and we had a discussion about the group, and we actually decided to not reform this working group, and to instead to make sure to split all the tasks that were previously performed by this group among relevant divisions. Any questions? See none. Next up. Okay, so the next thing is the trainers network. I know today we just passed the motion to actually create a standing committee on career attributes, which what will this fall under? But I felt like presenting it the way it is for now. And I will explain later on how it will happen, from now on. So, the trainers network. It was first created after the first TNT IVSA had, and this was in July 2016 in Brno. Marta could tell you that this was 3 years ago, and this was the first event that Marta and I got to sit together and become friends. The purpose of like this network was to have IVSA trainers to deliver training on soft skills on local, regional, national, international, and interdisciplinary level. The idea started from attending the FISA meeting in June 2015, and it was based on the experience of other student organizations, such as the European Pharmaceutical Student Association, the International Federation of Medical Student Association, and more other federations that are really involved in this kind of training, and they're like having really like big results. The question is, how do you become a trainer? After you attend your first TNT, which was like for Marta and I in Brno, as we said, you become a candidate trainer to, let's say, to upgrade to the next level, which is a full trainer. You need to deliver at least 6 hours of training session on 2 different topics. So yeah. For now, we don't have that many trainers, and that's exactly why we keep having the conversation about creating this standing committee. So the trainers network that it is there now, we decided to create some training sessions with this commerce, starting with the EXCO workshop, where Marta and I are going to deliver a training session about personality types. So if anyone is interested, you can come by and join. I promise it's gonna be fun. It's not gonna be boring. I can at least promise you that. And then on the Croatia day, we are planning to have a workshop for future Expo. So if anyone is running, you may want to consider if you can stay at least until at least for the morning. Yeah. So yeah, I said this network is now, let's say, kind of non-existent. It's not non-existent, but it will fall under the committee that we just created, which is the Standing Committee on Career Attributes. And we just created this because we felt that we had the base, we had the plan for the trainers network, but it never really went through. It wasn't really properly established. We had plans, we had timelines, we had everything, but we didn't really have someone in charge with the time and the motivation, and that's exactly why we created this. So the main goal for this committee will be, which is very highlighted in red, to establish, to really establish the trainers network. And then the next thing will be to help the candidate trainers that we have now to become fully trainers, well, as I said, to upgrade to the next level. And then obviously to create more international and regional training opportunities, and to create more training sessions at both our IVSA congresses and symposium, because that was one of our main goals when we started this. It's for you guys, when you come to this event, to get an experience, these fun experiences. So yeah, and then the next one we need to organize an IVSA TNT, because until now we had 3 TNTs, but all of them were organized, were kind of organized with other student organization. So our goal is to have one fully under IVSA's name. And of course, in order to have fully functioning training, you need to give them resources to be able to deliver their sessions. And for that, they need a library with full resources. And that would be one of their goals as well. And all of this aside, they also need to promote the trainers network, or the new Standing Committee on Career Attributes. All of these are kind of short-term goals. What we want, for this to be achieved in 1 year, 2 years maximum, and then we will start talking about longer-term goals and more sustainable things, because these are the basics, and that's exactly why we created this Standing Committee. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now before we sort of switch topics, we're going to take a little break. So, how long do you need?
15 minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes walk and 20 minutes.
Okay, The chair will entertain a motion to go to recess for 20 minutes exactly. Yes, Christine. There's a second, great. Well, hold on there. Are there any objections to go into recess? She just left. I'm thinking she doesn't object though. We're at recess. Don't. They can, yeah, you can go. 20 minutes exactly.
It's never 20 minutes exactly. Plus 23.
That means 5:15. Quarter past. 5:15. 5:15. Be back. 5:15.
When are we going to print person?
Yes.
We can ask Jackie. It's the email of the country, right?
We need to break up the ICU. I feel like I'm dying. And people are they say this
You said if there is a problem with the emails. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard it's a common thing. Okay. So the thing is, my organization thinks that we don't get some emails. Like we didn't get the invoice.
So your official one?
Yes.
Okay, which one?
It is IVSA Latvia.
Okay.
Gmail or IVSA mode.
The FSA.
Because I think if you send it to Gmail, it sounds like you send it to IVSA.
Jackie, how many
or I don't know what.
No, at the moment we cannot do that because there's this, I don't know, this cyber thing that we cannot tackle that. So that all we can do is we just have to log in separately. You cannot like connect
No, how many
email
are we here that are
account
able
to
to?
IVSA.
Oh, it's like 30 and 49.
Okay. Not
No,
really. So how? I have Gmail. So
That's
how do
really
I-
big, 30 into 49. Isn't that what she said? What? 30 out of 49.
49.
39. So
So yeah, Gmail works.
Yeah. But maybe the IVSA.mo, sorry, IVSA.mo.org.
I think so. I don't know. Just don't really get information to email at all. So I don't know if maybe that's normal. None of the organizations really get information.
Yeah, some of them get it. But maybe I received so many contact from the MO that there's some problem with them. Yeah. So it's like
It's ready. That's count. 1, 2,
Yeah, but I think it's soft. It is not soft. It's not soft. I thought it would be I can trade you a Dutch one.
Okay, so can you just drop me an email about your problem with your email? Because
Yes.
this.
So, okay.
You can
Email from this.
Yeah, from this. Your email address.
Okay, so two.
Public relations at IVSA.org.
Also, I don't think it will
Yes.
Yes.
Or it's small or does it?
No, yeah, that doesn't.
Okay, at
I don't know about anything.
IVSA.
The things I know are
IVSA.org.
yes, movement based.
Okay. I'll do that.
Thank you. Sorry for.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, but we can do it tonight. I mean, we're gonna do it tonight anyway.
God, I'm so over it.
You're so over it. Oh my god.
So over it.
You are so basic. Basic.
I won't even object.
It's so warm up there. Like even between here and like this third row, it's already.
I don't know how they're coping with that.
Honestly, I was in the top row doing one leg. Now it's just
Tab.
Yeah.
That's I swear there were 30 and now it's 28. Was everyone here this morning? I wasn't here. Did it? I did it on mine. Didn't
How many?
28. But not including Serbia.
No.
And
No, but I'm just gonna print it. It's not just days.
oh, so the 20 is correct.
No, but we're talking about the earlier stage. How many are allowed to go during any GA session if they're present?
28.
Unfortunately.
So you counted this morning?
If no one was missing, so they weren't missing this morning.
Including Serbia and Latvia. So 28 out of 49. Which is 28%.
It's not 28%. 28 out of 49 is not 28%. It's like 47.
57%, that's what I said.
I said 47%.
57.
No, it's 47.
28 out of 49.
Yeah, 28 out of 49 is.
Anyway, no, it can't be. It's 50. It's 28 out of 49. It must be over 50%, guys.
That's true.
25
I
is.
don't think the math makes sense.
I guess you guys fix the.
Yeah. 28 out of 49.
Oh, yeah, but that's two on one page. So 30. Should we print a few, like 32 pages, just for the session?
Or 33. Or 35.
33.
34.
So like one away.
Oh, 34 feet. What?
Yeah, because I don't repeat them. That would be. They haven't sent me that possible. Oh no, sorry. Iran. She doesn't know the difference.
Iraq.
Honestly, I've written
Is Iraq? Yes.
We were going over the roll call this morning, and she had Iraq and Iran mixed up.
Yeah,
Well,
I did.
sounds cool.
Something like a song.
Oh, that's what I usually do.
Just cheers. Yeah, no.
This is just because of like the second half of GA1.
We're not re-voting
No.
No, it was because it was the second half of GA1, and I was like, so like I'll do something fun like,
now. No, so that's GA 6 anyway.
It's nice. This one so
It's because each one, yeah. This has been like a marathon here.
But if we had some progress.
So is Algeria supposed to be 50? Yeah.
What if Morocco's not coming?
Is it
Yes.
You don't want to read it. It made me sad. I don't want to do
Discussion.
I'm waiting for the budget. I'm not saying it's a budget.
Like I don't have anything ready. I don't know how much you're giving, but like I swear, we got it.
Yeah, basically.
I would recommend yes. It's pretty easy. It's not really bad, but that way it doesn't look it's just like it's experience.
I just feel like, I don't know what, you know, I'm maybe it's about getting this involved, but like, I feel like it's something that's been involved in what she had to talk about. It's easy to get involved.
But she was also around Malaysia. I mean, I'm trying to ask Tanya, but she's not being very helpful.
I like interaction with it today. My first thought was like first year. I'm like,
But you have the
it's how still it's not that. I thought I'd agree with you. I went to go for floods, go back. The past 5 months, I wake up in this list and just I was like, I like this morning as well. So I was like, I've got room to it. I was moving to the bed, went to the bed, and yeah, I was going to my room for a week, but got supposed to come back, one of LA. And I was like, right, so we'll be able to figure it like that.
It's not fun sort of surgeons. That's all types of problems. Just
Was that a mosquito? I'll just fly. It can chill there. That's not like it. We need to open the new PowerPoint though, because I had uploaded it on here. I had updated the PowerPoint over the break, and so we're probably gonna get to some of the points that I worked on. So we gotta open the new PowerPoint. And I'm like, I don't know, because some of the things are different. So okay, now the flies pitching out. Some of the, I don't know exactly. Never mind, my brain's not working.
Talk to me though, but I think some of those of us that experience.
I can be hard, I think I should do it to petition on. The way I say things.
Be more German.
Yeah, I'm just more German. The way I say things, like, if I read it, if someone's not see it, I'd be like, oh, I don't think he's getting that.
Other people read it, like,
You'll, yeah. You know what's wrong?
you should have the same GA.
I don't know how to do the at sign on this. I do shit. And it doesn't pull it out.
That's really heat. Wow. Now they be on it.
I logged in, yeah. Do you wanna log in again? Yeah, and then I go over here.
The at sign is over here.
Very classy, Brandon.
My data is small, so I think it's that aspect of this she
I'll hold opinions. I think everyone has a thing. I think
What's this?
which this serious reservations like it's what no further through.
Oh, you mean rubber?
I would be like highly recommend not.
I think it will be fine, but we need to be a bit harsh saying we don't have any international lecturers. There's a lot of my students who have to be lecturers.
No, maybe
Yeah, get rid of that 5 grand.
I like that.
I mean, I like
Put it
that.
up earlier as well.
Sorry, Deborah, and Brandon, I'm gonna ask you quite okay. So
I have China as my buddy.
yeah, I went to reading.
No, actually, I have so much. Exactly, I don't know why.
A few times and he just doesn't hear, he just wants a paper and he wants to I want. It's
Is it just one Chinese guy to find some?
He wants
Let him-
two.
Let him sit with
So I was thinking, could we maybe make them sit with Taiwan and then
I ideally want to sit with Taiwan and half my country's in print. So
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Like, it's just like I tried to explain to them and they really they were not interested in what I was about to say. But I think they struggled to understand me as well.
yeah, I'm so down on the big
Perfect. Yeah, so he had two things he wanted the whole time. Like he asked, kept asking, he was like, I'm pretty interested in Taiwan and wait on paper. And I was like, took the printed paper with her name, and that's like all he wanted. And I was like, okay, but it was sweet, but I understand, and I think that's why it's okay with you. Yeah, because he was very confused, and like I tried to speak to him, and he just did not.
Maybe I can get Taiwan. Right, but
I mean, sorry, the culture is
No,
is Mandarin, yeah.
No, there's a Taiwan.
Taiwanese, of course. Who else speaks Mandarin then?
Nobody.
No, it's
So
China.
like the second
I
one,
hope we don't get to attend it.
yes, Hong Kong is actually.
I was not gonna say Hong Kong's one of those debatable things about whether it's
Can we join on and say stuff?
that is
I will walk around this.
It's like also a question about which is actually something.
and then start eating.
I see a problem with that.
But I mean, and you'll see how important
It's a tricky question. The thing is, it's not a tricky question, but it's a tricky question because everyone thinks you just let it be, there'll be no problem. Like Barry said, like you just let it be, there's no problem because there's everything that was like there's always
stuff that you did earlier.
and she'll get the information during the she's in a very
don't know.
You say political groups are the organizations. So, I That's on Saturday. Like you can't talk about Saturday. Like I said, you can pause all the way back to like 17. You don't see the pause. Jimmy, you go pause. You don't pause Jimmy.
Emang tidak ngasih aku mungkin asyik orang di podcast kan
You're all late. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
Andre, do you have a toothbrush there? No, a toothbrush. No. You have to kill someone with the toothbrush? No, Yang Yao. No, I think. Wait. Is it Christian? Yang Yao. Yang Cheng Dao. I think it's Chinese. Chinese name. Yang Yao.
Another one.
Gajah. Hah? Ini mah kayak flyer biasa. Dan bro, I want. Yeah,
I wouldn't do it
You
either.
might just like
it's a girl. Like toothbrush, and then I need to kill this person.
you want that dog.
I want to kill the person. To take it off with a toothbrush.
No, that's what I said. You said I want to kill that person, and I said to take her dog.
Oh yes.
And then you said no. And I said, why do you want to kill her? To take her dog.
You convinced me, man. That girl from Austria, Meryl, I had to kill her for official shit. Yeah, I know, but I had to kill her for official shit. I just gave her a hug, and she's dead. And then this girl from Austria, I had to kill her for 1 man coin. So I walked towards her and I was like,
Hello, how are you? Where are you from? Austria. Peter. Peter. He was very obsessed.
Okay, sit down. Colin, why are you sitting? Colin Kramer, IVSA staff member. Get in your seat.
He's lost again.
He's literally always lost. Vincenzo, you're very close, but sit down. He's just talking. Look at him go. No idea that we're talking about him. Hi, Vincenzo. Okay. The chair calls the GA back to order at 5:21 Croatia time. Next up, continuing what we were doing previously.
Well, hi for the third time. Those two, like, I'm gonna present two different things now, and these two falls under the external wall that I've been talking about earlier. So the first thing is the World Health Student Alliance, or as we like to call it, WHSA, which is the Coalition of International Health Student Organization that aims to advance global health. So, like, we are part of this alliance together with the International Federation of Medical Student Association, the International Pharmaceutical Student Federation, and the International Association of Dental Students. This idea was first conceived in summer 2011, and the main goal behind it is to strengthen interdisciplinary health-related advocacy. The main mission of WHSA, as it was written in 2011, is to advocate for improved health policy and advanced patient health outcomes. The other main, like, it's not the other, but the main thing that we aim, that they aim, and we still keep aiming, is the capacity building with a partner organization by sharing knowledge and creating shared experience to better address the health challenges facing society. So, in other words, what do? We always try to plan a campaign together. This term, we had, like, at the beginning of the term, the first thing we did is to plan a webinar together on the 2nd of November, and this was about AMR, because one of the, like, our focus subject, I would say, for the past at least 2 years is AMR, because it's the middle ground that we all could fit in. So we planned that webinar, and then we also tried to help promote and innovate for AMR, which is an online competition that IVSA, the International Federation of Medical Student Association, hosts together with WHO, which is the World Health Organization. The idea is to find innovative and creative solutions to AMR based on actually, advocacy and health system perspective. So this was last year, and the winning team, well, unfortunately, I don't think anyone from IVSA was among the winning team, but they get to go to Geneva to attend a workshop with, like, very big, important people in the One Health or the public health field. And now we're actually, like, IVSA is actually opening the registration to sign in, and once you sign in, you can consider creating a team, and they're really trying to promote having interdisciplinary teams as much as possible. And we talked about the people with IVSA and the people in WHO, and they were really, like, I think it will be highly appreciated if there is, like, vets among the team. So if you get to sign in and find other people from medicine school, pharmaceutical, whatever healthcare you think, they will be, like, they will look up to that. So yeah, I will, like, outside of GA time, I do have a small presentation about innovative AMR, which I could give, and everyone who's interested in this, which I think is pretty cool, you can just talk to me. So besides that, like, we did this at the beginning of the term, and they're doing it again now. We also planned AMR, like awareness campaign about AMR during AMR week. And one of the things along this was to have the 1 minute, 1 health competition. This was a video competition, again with an interdisciplinary team. And the winner was picked, was sharely picked between WHSA and actually the WHO, which is the World Health Organization. This was at the beginning of our term, but I made sure to keep it here because the winner was actually IVSA Latvia. I don't have. I would try to put the video because it's pretty cool. And I wanted to actually thank IVSA Latvia for being involved, even though they're still pretty new. So yeah, thank you. Besides planning campaigns together, we also try to plan events. This is we only have one event that we plan together, which is the World Healthcare Student Symposium, which I will explain a bit more later. Then we also try to attend the event together. Here I mentioned the pre-WHA and the WHA, which is the workshop just before the World Health Assembly organized by IVSA, and the WHA is the World Health Assembly itself. We get to attend the assembly with both the IVSA delegation, which is the International Federation of Medical Student Association, and with the International Pharmaceutical Student Federation. We've been lucky enough for the past couple of years to have a couple of spots that we always open the call for our members, and we saw the numbers in Andre's presentation. People are really keen on those opportunities, which I completely agree with. It's pretty cool to get to go there as a med student. Yeah, the picture is actually, it's not very, I don't think it's very best quality, but the only thing that I have, with the 4 med students who are there. You have myself and Charlotte Anya on the right. And then you have me, who is actually an IVSA member from the United States. It was pretty cool to be 4 med students there. We are actually 5, but someone else was doing public health. So that was, I think, a very strong presence for veterinary students. Kind of. So yeah. How can you get involved in WHSA? Because this has been running on the international level for the past couple of years, and we've been discussing a lot how we could get more down to the ground, to the national level, let's say regional level. For now, it's a bit complicated to get at the national level, but we thought we could actually consider having a regional representative, and that's something that will be discussed later on in GA. And by having IVSA regional representative, we could also use this representative of WHSA representative, who will try to, coordinate projects or maybe coordinate project between other associations on the regional level. But that's something that we do have an email address if you can ask me any question, or you can just come to me and ask me whatever you want. I'm always ready to answer. Yeah. The next thing is actually the World Health Student Symposium that I just mentioned, that I said we get to organize together. This is a multidisciplinary international gathering of students from an area of health discipline. It's a 4 days event with a 1 day of social events and a variety of talks, workshops, and events. Who organized this? Obviously an OC, or an organizing committee, with the help and guidance of partner organizations, and do what we call joint working group. Who are the partner organization, you would say? It's not the WHSA itself, but the organization apart from the WHSA, which I just named, IVSA, Pharmaceutical Student Federation, and the Dental Student Association. Together with that, we have the European Medical Student Association, the European Pharmaceutical Student Association, and the Global Association for Student and Nurses. So yeah, the last edition of this event took place in Kigali, Rwanda, November 2017, with 1,400 participants, which is pretty cool and huge. The next one was supposed to take place during November 2019 in Cape Town, South Africa. Unfortunately, it's like 10 days ago, due to some issues, we had to make the decision to postpone the event to further notice. We don't have much information about it. We do have a general idea when it will happen, but it's still not confirmed. The soonest we have information, we will make sure to share it. Anyone who's interested in that event, who actually had the flight, because I know there's a couple of people who applied to this event, you can just come to me and question or ask for anything you want, and I will make sure to answer to my knowledge. Yeah, thank you.
Brandon, you have to make a motion. Brandon,
I move to take.
I need your name.
Brandon Nettles, IVSA Sapma. I move to take the discussion on the strategic plan from the table.
Second.
Okay, are there any objections? Hearing none, it is now back on the floor. That's what we call
Okay, so we're gonna do 3 more points, go over those, and then we'll table it again.
So one of our focus points was Congress and Symposium, where we are now. So we highlighted 5 main points that we wanted to address through the strategic plan. These were variety of experience, funding options, selection, an external event partner, and educational content. So we hope moving forward that we can work to get equal representation of the various careers available to veterinarian Symposium Congress. We currently focus quite a lot on kind of public and One Health issues, which are really important to those veterinarians. But we also want to stress the importance of other careers. So we are educated in our career paths. Funding options. So we want to highlight financial possibilities to help support underrepresented regions in attending IVSA events to ensure that we're engaging as many of our members as possible, with as many regions as possible. We're going to review the selection criteria to help for equal and diverse representation of members and diversity in the GA and elected officials. So we will look towards creating criteria, just then share with the MC, which will hopefully just help with the very difficult process they have with deciding who attends Congress and Symposium. We also looked at the potential, quite a lot of big organisations have this. Just wanted to include this, I'm not sure if it will happen, but just to bear in mind in the future, because we really want to grow our events and make sure more members can attend, to potentially have an external event partner to help with putting on these events. We also want to focus on the education aspect of IVSA. So we want to try and improve the quality of educational content which we have at IVSA events. We want to use standing committees to help do this, and want material to be available to delegate after the event so you can look back on things that you learned at Congress and Symposium.
Okay, so we also included the development fund, since it's a large part of what IVSA does. The 3 main points, these are the 3 main points we wanted to get across. DF opportunities, which basically is ensuring that things like scholarships or sweet spots, basically all the stuff that DF does continues to grow and expand and do good things in the world of IVSA and beyond. One point that has kind of come up over the years is with the merchandise. We always have merchandise that sometimes lives in places for years. It'd be nice to be able to always get that sold and kind of make sure there's availability for members to buy things they want. And whenever things are bought, we can get rid of them. That'd be fantastic. And then DF projects. So this is kind of like what Charlotte talked about earlier with the Barilli project. The whole idea in the strategic plan is to ensure that more projects can continue to happen, that MOs get involved in the projects, and that they're kind of a constant stream of, you know, we're going to have this development fund. We want to make sure we do good things with it, and make sure that the members of IVSA stay involved and active with that philanthropic part of IVSA.
And the third focus area are member organizations. So we decided to focus on two most important points in this focus area. First, our local events, exchanges, and internship extension opportunities. So local events, we found this point essential because, of course, it's very important to come to such international event like this one, learn, get inspired, but even more important is go back home and bring these ideas with you and improve your local MO. That's why we want to make sure that future officials will work with local MOs and also they will improve and grow. So exchanges, second point, exchanges is a big IVSA opportunity that IVSA offers to its members. So we also want to make sure future officials will make the exchange program even bigger and better and more MOs will be involved. But also we would like to advise IVSA to restructure and promote better the individual exchange program. And the third point, internship, externship opportunities. So already IVSA offers a lot of opportunities to its members. Of course, we would like to have even more of them. But important thing is to gather them together in a database so it's easily accessible for all IVSA members and everyone is aware of those opportunities. And basically, this is like the biggest IVSA aim to provide the professional development opportunities to its members. So this is very essential point of the strategic plan as well.
Guys, I was informed. Guys, I was informed that the long version was also sent out to you. I didn't know that it was. So if anyone does see it and wants to take a look through it, it's very long. It's like 46 or something pages. But that is, in essence, what we spent quite a bit of time in terms of 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals to achieve whatever you see up here. That isn't for approval, that is more of guidelines for the EXCOs in the years to come so that they can see more or less what steps they can aim for in their terms to achieve the goals that you guys have set out for them. I just want to say that. And then okay, so
I move to table this discussion.
Second.
Are there any objections to tabling the discussion? Hearing none, it's tabled. Elvin. Regional representatives.
All right. So we're almost there, guys. Please stay awake for a little bit longer, and then we can all enjoy some cool air. So in the next years, we would like to regionalize IVSA a bit more, which means having regional representatives. So basically what they would do is be the link between IVSA Global and the local MOs to just make it a bit more efficient. So basically what the regional representatives would do is be in contact with their region, and also because it's someone maybe a bit closer to them, it will be easier to talk to them. And if you think, hey, I'm a nice person to talk to, maybe you can be one. So yeah, the regions, we decided on these regions, so I'm just gonna go by them one by one. We have the US and Canada, then we have Latin America in green, Europe in red, MENA, so that's Middle East and North Africa in gray, Sub-Saharan Africa in yellow, Asia in green, and the Pacific in blue. So, yeah, we will be opening the call for the regional representatives now. And they will be open until August first, and after which the regional representatives will be chosen by the new EXCO. So you will be regional representative for 1 year, and well, I just said what you will do. So if you have any questions about it, please come see me. I'm around. I'm quite tall, so you shouldn't miss me. Oh yeah. Are there any questions now? Good question.
There is.
Daniel has a question.
Daniel done IVSA EXCO. Is there a reason you haven't included Greenland?
I don't think they have a vet school.
No, but they study in Denmark, so they should be there. Do people live there?
Yeah.
Okay. Comment noted. Yes, I don't think of it. Sorry.
When in Euro, I can say Austria, why are Kazakhstan and Pakistan in Europe and not in Asia?
That is a very good question. That is indeed a very good question. So for these regions, we looked at other big international organizations like the OIE, how they divide up their regions, and Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan and all the stans over there are usually included in Europe in those regions. So that's why we try to base it off of those regions. Lisa. What was the second part? Oh, the tasks, okay. Yeah, so they won't become officials yet. This is something we're trying out this year. If it works really well, then we will continue expanding the tasks and maybe making it into an official position later. For now, their main task will be disseminating information on a bit less high level. So they will be closer to the MOs that they're representing, which will make it easier for them to be contacted and also easier for them to talk to the people, to the local MOs. That is basically their job. Yes.
Like the IVSA Germany, isn't that the role of the national EO to like communicate between IVSA global and their own?
Yes, so the regional representative would kind of come in between it. You can, of course, still contact IVSA Global directly, but this would be a step in between, which would hopefully reduce the workload of the MOD a bit, because the regional representative can also answer some of the questions that the local MOs might have. Does that answer your question? Kind of. What would you like more?
If no one else has.
Anyone else that would like to know some more? Okay, seeing none. Please, if you come up with anything, come speak to me. I'm here the whole time. And yeah, if you're interested, sign up. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue with the agenda. Next up is the IVSA Excellence Award. Chivishi.
Yes, sorry. Okay, so every Congress and Symposium, we have been awarding the Excellence Award since the 64th Congress in Austria. It was an initiative from that year's Expo to sort of shout about the work that individual members have been doing at IVSA. So I sent out the nominations earlier this year, and we received, oh, there you go, yeah. Read that. We received like 16 nominations. It was a decision based by all the officials of Expo this year, reading all the nominations and the work that they've been doing, that there's no drum roll needed now.
Drum roll anyway.
Drum roll anyway.
the Ninth Excellence Award this year. She has put in so much hard work this year. So she's contributed on a local level with IVSA Milan and an international level. She's been the social media manager at the Standing Committee on Animal Welfare. And if you follow that page, you can see This Week in Welfare and all the posts that go up. It's such an active page. She does so much. She's been involved in IVSA Milan since 2017, and she always brings new ideas towards them. She's always passionate and energetic. And yeah, so she's just really dedicated and motivated for IVSA. So we really thought that she deserved this award and she deserved recognition for all the hard work she's been putting in since 2017. So yeah, another round of applause for Eleanor. As I said, we did have 16 amazing nominees, and it was a really difficult decision for us to make. All these people have been exceptional in their IVSA passion and their IVSA work. So I know we have a couple in the room right now. So if you see your name, can you stand?
Okay, next up is EXCO meetings report on executive sessions. So executive sessions are if an EXCO meeting is in executive session, observers can only attend if the EXCO approves their attendance. And then at the symposium or congress following that, they must report to the GA that an executive session has taken place, and anyone can request more information about that executive session. So since the symposium in South Korea, there have been 2 executive sessions. And if you desire, you can request more information at this time. Or if that lacked clarity, because I mumbled through it, you can ask it now. If you want to.
Sure, when I think of it, I think maybe directly.
Yeah, okay. An executive session is when EXCO has a meeting and they ask everyone in the meeting that's not on EXCO to leave the room because it's a sensitive matter that they don't necessarily want in the meeting minutes that are made public. So since South Korea, there have been 2 of those EXCO meetings that are sensitive. And if you would like to know what was discussed in those meetings, you're allowed to ask and EXCO will answer. Better. Or you cannot ask. Yeah. Sure. Not good.
Wow. Oh shoot.
Okay, so we did have 2 executive sessions. I am not going to elaborate on the details, but I'm going to just give a broad topic of what was discussed. The first executive session that we discussed the ordering of the development fund merchandise and some problems that we experienced surrounding ordering of that. And then the second executive session, we discussed the symposium coming up in Morocco and potential issues that we are anticipating surrounding that. If you want any more information, specific questions, you may ask that now as well.
Okay, no further questions? Do you have a question? Okay, Brian.
Okay, I loud up top. Tell me on the top.
Giants from IVSA South Korea about development
merchandise, development fund merchandise, ordering. You said it. I can ask details. Was it about ordering merchandise in South Korea?
South Korea.
I'm just worried if it was our problem. Sorry.
Our problem.
No, it was about ordering the development fund merchandise for this event.
Okay. Any further questions? Yes,
Jessica, IVSA
you
Germany.
do have to stand up, I'm sorry. I was nice though, I apologize.
Yeah, kind of standing, but never really. So what problems do you see with the symposium in Morocco? Like what were your issues, what were you worried about, concerned about?
We're gonna give a presentation.
I killed you. I can say alumni can be banned for 2 minutes.
You can't just ask like that.
I
You move, you know.
I move to stand at ease for 2 minutes.
Second.
Okay, are there any objections to standing at ease for 2 minutes? Okay, we're at ease. I think, it means you can't leave the room. I think they just want to talk before they talk to you, so hold on.
Okay, maybe.
You asked a good question.
Sorry. My shoes. Sorry, my shoes. Okay.
Okay, the chair calls the GA back to order at 5:54. Okay, and now Magda will answer your question.
Okay, so during that executive session, we went through what the current planning situation is, and we identified a number of different concerns that we have, as I've mentioned. We have then, after that, contacted the organizing committee regarding those specific concerns. We are, however, still waiting for them to clarify some of those concerns from their side, and we would prefer if we get clarification before informing the General Assembly about those concerns that we had, and we will definitely inform you within the next few GAs about the final decision and exactly what was discussed with the organizing committee. Does that answer your question? We will definitely inform you as soon as possible.
Okay, any further questions? Excellent, we are going to move on. Next up, the top 5 member organizations.
Harold.
I'm scared now. Yeah.
You tell me when to go.
Okay, so based on the EO reports that everyone sent in,
we came up with an elaborate scoring system. It was very objective, and it was based on the board structure, the group exchanges, individual exchanges, international event participation, local event participation, standing committee participation, general activity, and communication. And with those parameters, we've scored you objectively and come up with a point system. So, drum roll please for the top 5, for the top MO. Huge congratulations, IVSA Taiwan. You've won for the second year in a row. You should be really proud of yourselves. Third, sorry. Third. Basically, they really impressed us. They did 42 individual exchanges, both outgoing and incoming. They organised they attended 8 international events. They organised a whole conference, the 9th IVSA Asia Conference. They've done so many educational and social events throughout the year. They've been so active on their social media, and they've been so good with communication with the MOD team. And they've also progressed increase. And so, yeah, big congratulations. And these are our top 5 MOs. So massive congratulations also to IVSA Krakow, Thessaloniki, Nepal, Czech Republic, and Austria. Also, you guys have worked super hard, and we're also really impressed with you guys. Also based on the EO reports, we have our top exchange, and this is based on the number of students involved, both hosting and receiving, how long the exchange is, because obviously the longer an exchange is, the more effort and time goes into it. And we asked each MO to score the exchange, a scoring system from 1 to 5, and we took that into consideration. So based on those factors, another drum roll, please. The top exchange is IVSA Denmark. So each MO wins €100 to go towards their next exchange. So congratulations.
Next on the agenda, presentation of the financial statement for the current financial year by our treasurer, Daniel Lund. Daniel from Denmark.
Okay, everyone, I would like to start out with, can you guys guess it? Pay your membership fees. That's the first thing. Second thing is, please run for treasurer. It's a great job. It's a great job. This is good fun, and you guys will see why.
I did it. It was great.
A thing I will note beforehand, it's a lot of numbers on the screen. People are sitting at varying distances from the screen. It is on the delegates drive that was posted to all of you, so you can pull up the preliminary financial report there. Just as an FYI, so I'm not going to zoom in on anything. You can look it up there. All right, we are going to go through it. No, I'm not going to say quickly, but we're just going to go through it step by step, and the places, and I'm only going to comment on the places where, well, the accounts where we actually have a discrepancy in relation to the budget. So, both live readings and symposium, they went as planned, a little on the budget for symposium, that's fine. Congress, we don't know yet. Estimation is around €18,000, but we will know as soon as Congress is over and everyone has sent in their expense report. And now we're at the additional travel expenses. Additional travel expenses is what we in the budget call all the events we go to that are not hosted by IVSA Global and a local OC. I have highlighted a few things. Feel free to comment on anything on there or anything anywhere else, but I'm just gonna note the things highlighted in red. First off is the FE every session. We're not on the budget. Good job to the people traveling there. This one, FAO, I mentioned it in South Korea. I am going to mention it again because there's a lot of people here who haven't been to South Korea. We went a little over budget, and that's because FAO rescheduled this event at last minute, so we had to rebook some flights. It became a little over budget. It's not too bad. Next one is this one here, the UN meeting. We decided not to go to that because the financial situation of IVSA is at its current state not been the most ideal it has been. Then we have the, what's that called? That's called. I cannot see anything. I'm gonna go up here so I can look at the screen and say. WVA, yes. On the SS2, people going to WVA. We had some communication things with WVA, resulting in we had to pay a fee we didn't know, and flight tickets to Costa Rica are very expensive. So we decided just to send one person instead of 2 people. And yes, and that's why it's 1,200 and not 2,000. Next up, we have the IVSA, GA and PDA. What? Yeah. I am here. Perfect. Well, we decided not to go to that as well. Easily, you can see €0. Next up, we have the WHO. This also includes the WHO Executive Board meeting. So here we have 2 different events, and at the moment we've spent around €1,300, but there will be some more expenses coming at a later point in time, and you will see it all when I present the financial report. And Warszawa, this is going to come at a later point. Elwin, our president-elect, went to Warszawa and literally came directly from Canada to here. So you guys are going to get updates later. All right, next things, these are more administrative costs for IVSA in general, not travel expenses. It's what I usually refer to as the boring stuff, although money is never boring, so keep a lookout. Oh, that is one button. There should be only 2 buttons and you keep getting them wrong. Okay, so GA booklet, we haven't really printed it. We printed a little bit in South Korea, but we weren't sure how much money we spend on it. We're not sure here. We're going to try to figure it out. I'm going to try to figure it out. It's not going to be a whole lot of massive amount. Trainers, again, I would not recommend me standing here now. They see this killing me. But continuing on, Trainers Network. Trainers Network at the moment has €0 spent. And we might have like €300 coming along at a later point because we are trying to organize a. Stop pressing the button.
Don't touch it.
I don't know. Well, we are trying to organize a training session on departure day, and there will be some expenses in relation to that if all things go through as planned. All right, this is just an overview to make sure you guys see unexpected expenses. For those of you unsure, unexpected expenses is where we put everything that doesn't fit anywhere else. And it's usually calculated from out of the percentage of the total expense. We use 5%. We don't really use that much of it because we're good at making budgets. Thank you, Perry.
You're welcome. Got you.
Then our income, and this is getting more interesting. I like this part because this is where we get money for IVSA. First part here, membership fees. 15,200 budgeted. We're already at 16,000. You guys actually pay your fees. That's nice. Although one of the reasons for it to be higher is because people are sometimes late with their fees, and I have received fees for multiple years from multiple MOs this year. So not ideal. All right, next on sea attack from South Korea, a little less than expected. Sometimes there's fewer delegates than what you originally planned when you make the budget. It's not really much to do about it. The same for Croatia here. We're going to have the final details at a later point in time. And I think it is 60 days, at the latest 60 days after the Congress has ended, we will need to have the final amount. Any questions to this part? No? None? No one who likes money? Okay. And just to sum it up here, so far this year we have spent 18,500 euros, or around that amount. Can I finish here and then you have a thing, or do you want to backtrack?
Okay. You didn't talk about the sponsor.
Stand up.
Ellen, Oldenburg, how do you say the Netherlands? You didn't talk about the sponsor. Do you want to talk about that?
I will backtrack and I will talk about second part of the income. We have the fixed income, which includes the membership fees, thank you, and it includes the CF tax from these events, so also thank you. Then we have the sponsorships. First part, Bayer, they've been very nice at giving us money in for a lot of years. 10,000 euros they gave it this year. Independent Vet Care, on the other hand, had a less than ideal financial year, and they were not able to pay that 10,000 euros. Instead, they decided on 2,000 euros because they felt that was the maximum amount they were able to provide us with. So yeah, if the budget goes in minus, blame Independent Vet Care. No, I'm kidding. We like Independent Vet Care. All right, I will continue now unless there's any questions to this part. No. All right. So far we've spent 18,500 euros, and we've had an income of 37,000 euros. That means at the moment we are 18,000 euros in the green for this year. But as I said, I estimate the expenses for Congress here in Croatia to be at least 18,000. Hopefully we will do around a zero-sum budget, so we just end out at zero. But we might go a little in the minus. It is not the worst thing to happen because IVSA does have some reserves, which you can see here. No, okay, that's the next slide. That's the next slide. This is basically what the development fund has spent money on this year. I went through it in South Korea, and Charlotte has already explained a lot about the development fund. Yes, and this was the slide I was talking about. In our Belgian account, for those of you who haven't heard this before, we have two bank accounts in IVSA. We have one in Belgium at ING, and then we have one in the United States with Bank of America. So in the Belgian account, we at the moment have, or at the time I made this presentation, we had 96,000 euros. And in the American one, we had approximately 1,600 euros. When I say approximately, it's because the currency exchange rate between euros and dollars is constantly fluctuating. And those of you who have already read the bylaw amendment I would like us to discuss later, you will know that I have a solution for this, so please read it. In the central fund, 57,000 at the moment, so there is a buffer if we go in minus for this budget. Development fund, 36,000 around. And in our PayPal wallet, because a lot of members know the development fund. I'm gonna, sorry. There you go. PayPal you should treat as both the American and the ING account. Because PayPal is just a PayPal wallet where we actually have cash in. So most of the money on the PayPal account is also included under the development fund. That was not entirely clear from the presentation. I apologize for that. And then we have the reserve fund, which will hopefully be different by next time you're at an event. And yes, I already explained this. I believe that was it. Any questions? Any discussions? Anything at all? No. Okay. Well, I hope you guys will stay tuned for the final edition of Financial Report at the next event.
Who designed that beautiful presentation you used?
I think it was some treasurer. I don't know. He wasn't very nice. Yeah, tall and sassy.
That does describe me. That's fair. Okay. Continuing, next up on the agenda, a presentation for approval of the report that each EXCO member's worked since the handover meeting. Jackie.
Jacqueline St. Croix, IVSA EXCO. I move to approve the reports of each EXCO member's work since the handover meeting. That was it.
Well done. Okay. Is there any discussion on the reports of each EXCO member's work since the handover meeting? Any questions about what they've been up to? I'll give you a minute to think about it. Don't want you to feel rushed. Seems like a no. Okay, are there any objections to approving the reports of each EXCO member's work since the handover meeting? Hearing none, they are approved. Okay, so now we're going to start a presentation of attended events. To set your expectations, we will probably get through some of them and then stop for the day. Great.
Okay, so these are only the attended events that we went to since South Korea, because we reported back on those events in South Korea. The first one that we attended was the Western Veterinary Conference, and I attended on behalf of IVSA. It was held in Las Vegas, USA from the 17th to the 20th of February. All right, so just a little bit on the Western Veterinary Conference. It is one of the largest veterinary conferences worldwide. The theme for this year was It Matters, and it included veterinarians, veterinary technicians, and nurses, as well as veterinary students. And this conference brings together a whole group of experts and leading role players in their fields from all over the United States and the world. The lectures range from specialized clinical lectures and workshops to soft skills and practice management. So there's really a little bit of everything included in the lectures. Okay, so why did we decide to attend this event? I think one of the main reasons why we decided was because of the sponsorship potential that it provides. There's a massive exhibition hall with lots of sponsors, like lots of potential sponsors that I had the opportunity to talk to and to network with and to build up some contacts within the US. And it's just a great opportunity to potentially gain new sponsors, therefore gain new money. So we'll see where that takes us. And then it's also a great opportunity to network with existing sponsors and partners as well. And there are just some photos. So Hills had a really nice stand with like some animals that they have there that were trained to like pose for pictures and things like that. It was a lot of fun. And then they had that huge Shar-Pei looking teddy bear dog thing at the entrance, which was interesting. All right. Any questions on Western Veterinary Conference? comments? No? Okay. Moving on to SADMA Symposium. So that took place in Athens, Georgia, also in the United States, from the 9th to the 11th of March. And I saw quite a few of the SADMA delegates who are currently here were also there, but not on behalf of IVSA. So SADMA Symposium basically provides an opportunity for veterinary students to firstly gain hands-on experience and exposure in areas that they might not deal with in their typical curriculum. And also one of the main things is to network with other students from different schools and build up connections in the veterinary community. And you'll see on that picture is myself with, next to me is Hiba, who's also an IVSA member from Georgia, and then two of her friends who were very interested in becoming more involved in IVSA as well, and they were with the mascot. And I am not sure what that mascot's name is. Okay, they're bulldogs, just by the way. Alright, cool. SADMA Symposium. So just to clarify, SADMA is basically the student chapter of the AVMA, the American Veterinary Medical Association. It gives a presentation at the House of Delegates to just report back on IVSA's activities and to tell the delegates a little bit more about what IVSA does. Then apart from that, this year we also had a VetPD raffle that we ran for one of the VetPD spots, and we managed to raise about $180, US dollars, sorry. And the lucky winner of that raffle was Alicia Mason. I can't remember where she's from, to be honest. Washington. She's from Washington. All right, and then after that, we also had the IVSA representative meeting where I also ended up giving a presentation. And just overall, the presentations that I gave was really well received by a lot of the SADMA students, since a lot of them were relatively new and didn't really know what IVSA does. And it was a really good opportunity for me to also just network a little bit more with the students from the United States. And so it was a great event. And you'll see there, the top picture is the whole House of Delegates. And as you can see, I just want to point out that person there is your lovely chair, standing with his back to the camera, because that's what he does. And then below that is myself with Perry here and Kayla, who's on the right. Kayla was the previous international exchange officer, together with, next to me is the past president of SADMA. Any questions on SADMA Symposium? No? Okay.
In case you were curious, the next SADMA Symposium is March 14th to 16th at Cornell University. Woo! Come see me. Okay, IVSA is talking about it. If you want to come to Cornell, talk to Kylie instead of me.
So yeah, I attended IVSA on behalf of IVSA from the 9th till the 12th of May in this lovely city of Zagreb. So to give you a quick introduction of IVSA, it's called the Informal Forum on International Student Organizations. So basically it's a gathering of all kinds of international student organizations to talk about issues that you may have, good practices, and basically that. And also have some fun here. So we discussed a lot of things. I won't go into detail here, but it was very fruitful. I think we can learn a lot from the way other student organizations are working. So the organizations present, we had IVSA, so medical students, IVSA, so pharmacy students, some engineering students, dentistry students, psychology students, agricultural students, all kinds of students, even physics students. You believe it? So, we had a lot of discussion on, for example, how to do elections, how people do that, how to promote your organization to the outside world, but also to your own members, and also just on other things. And one very funny thing, we also did a pub quiz in Croatian. Well, none of us spoke Croatian, and we won. Yeah. What? There were actually 5 working. And we won a plant because we're at the agricultural fact. See, it's a very special kind of pumpkin. It's growing in my garden right now. I hope it's still alive. Yeah. Any questions on IVSA? Anything that's unclear might need some more explanation. No? All right. Cool.
Magda.
Martha Janosch, IVSA Exco. I move to table this discussion until I move to table this discussion.
Are there any objections to tabling this discussion? Hearing none, it is tabled. The chair will now entertain a motion to go into recess until GA2.
Nina Smith, IVSA ex officio, I so move.
Second. Are there any objections to going into recess? Hearing none, we are in recess. Don't leave. There are announcements. You know there's going to be announcements. I've done this before.
Hey guys, so about the workshops, Elizabeth and Anya told you